Last night at about 10 o'clock, Montgomery County Sheriff's deputies were involved in a pursuit of a suspect who had brandished a weapon in front of the sheriff's office at 120 Commerce Street. The individual left the sheriff's office in a very reckless manner, ran the red light at Commerce Street and Riverside, was noticed by another deputy and who immediately pursued him. During the pursuit, which lasted about a mile, between Riverside Drive and Highway 4813 and the bypass, this individual who had already brandished the weapon once again took the weapon while the pursuit was in progress, pointed it to his head, and shot and killed himself. After he lost control of the vehicle turned over and struck two other vehicles on the bypass. And the Tennessee Highway Patrol is working the accident, and it's my understanding that their injuries are not life-threatening.
And said at some point in his life he was a soldier.
It's my understanding that he may have been stationed at Fort Campbell, left the military in 2008. There is an interesting caveat to our story. During the investigation, it was discovered that the suspect had been involved in a domestic altercation just a short time before he confronted our Montgomery County Sheriff's deputies. He did go to the home of his girlfriend. It's my understanding that there were shots fired inside the residence in North Clarksville, and there was no one injured. We are asking for assistance in our investigation. If anyone knew this individual, saw him last night, knew his emotional state, Sergeant Brian Prentice is our lead investigator, and they can reach the Sheriff's Office at 648-0611.
So he started off in front of the Sheriff's Department?
Actually started off out in North Clarksville in an incident, shooting in the residence. The Clarksville PD, I believe, were called to the scene. He was gone by the time they arrived. Then later he comes to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, which is where we meet up with him. He brandishes the weapon, challenges the officers basically by saying something to the point, well, now that you see it, you see my weapon, what are you going to do about it? He immediately flees. The officers get in their vehicles. Another deputy who's coming to the sheriff's office sees him running the red light at Riverside and Commerce. At that time, it's dispatched that he's armed and dangerous. So we have three officers who are attempting to stop this individual, and he loses control basically seconds later after he unfortunately shoots himself in the head. Just a sad, tragic event that unfolded last night. But let me say this, our deputies could have been seriously injured last night. They could have been killed. A citizen of Clarksville, Montgomery County could have been. We're just very fortunate and we're saddened by what took place in the life of Mr. Miller, but he unfortunately chose to leave this world that way. We're just very fortunate and very blessed that we didn't lose a deputy or a citizen. Obviously, he had something on his mind, and you know, even though it's just pure speculation, as a 30-year veteran of law enforcement, it's pretty obvious that he wanted us to end his life, and when we didn't end it for him, he chose to end it himself on the bypass.